Oh, hi. I'm Rob Schneider. Welcome to Behind the Scenes, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Right? We're gonna have fun, right?
We've done this many times, take you all over town. Stay up late at night, just hoping we might fool around.
Ace he's a bit of a hotshot. He's a guy who's never had to deal with anything too serious. So he gets humbled quickly in this movie and has to sort of go through what most people have to go through, some hardships, some rejection, some failures. And I think that ultimately he learns that it is about teamwork, it is about working with other people, and it's not just about him. And it took, some of the things that happened in this movie to make him grow up a little bit.
Well, I play Fred the robot. He's on a little unicycle, and he is a little uppity, he has something to prove, and he likes his job a lot, putting out fires, and he's a funny guy.
Fred! I'm getting too old for this!
That thing is heavy, really heavy.
Do these seats recline?
You have no idea. Fred! Knock, knock!
Huh?
Wakey,
What?
wakey, get up! Fred, come on! Get out here before
Economy
we get run
Plus
over!
has got a lot more legroom, supposedly. We would have been better off flipping burgers.
You're gonna get flipped.
He's exhausting me. I'm pretty tired at the end of the day after playing him.
I play Wendy in the movie, and she's a tough chick. She's kind of one of the boys. She's a bit authoritative, she's a little bossy, but she has a really good heart, and she's a hard worker, I think. Wendy has a good relationship with Ace. They work together, and I think she's just like an all-around supportive girl. I really missed you, dude.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, too. I got a new job.
Oh, really? You fly in private now? I've always wanted to fly first class. So chill.
Mine.
Mine.
I work in a mine now.
Oh, that sounds interesting. So what kind of stuff do you do in this mine?
I strap a bunch of rocks to my back and carry them from one end of the mine to the other.
Well, if it makes you happy, that's good enough for me. I understand it's not only about the job, but it's about the people you work with. That's what really matters most. He wants a little bit more than that, and she's not really feeling him on that angle.
Hey there, pretty lady.
Easy there, bucko. Hey, good job today.
It's all in a day's work.
Quit stealing my lines.
So, Wendy, when are we going out on that date?
Oh, Ace, we're better as friends, don't you think?
Yeah.
You and Fred, though, now that is a match made in heaven. But she politely lets him down all the time. I'd like to say that I'd give Ace more than 50-50. By the end of the movie, I think Wendy's starting to roll around.
Yeah, don't quit your day job.
Hey, you, rookie, what do you think you're doing? This is a runway, not a parking lot. You're either in the air or taking off, so move your tail. Hustle!
Hey.
T-Bone's just a really fun character. He's the head of the sort of the cargo planes, and he sort of thinks he's boss, but he's kind of he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
I got a plan. And if I ain't got a plan, I got a plan B. Because I'm always thinking stuff. You know what I mean?
You see, he's got this big bravado of a personality, and he's he's sort of, I don't know, he sort of just jabs at people for no reason, and but eventually you find he gets himself into trouble on his own, usually, a lot, and he sort of has to swallow his pride, bite his tongue, and ask for help.
T-Bone, listen to me! If you want to live, you gotta drop your load now!
I can't do it! I'm trying!
Okay, I got you! Steady now!
Save yourself, rookie! Don't try to be a hero!
Keep it steady! All right, work with me here, big guy, come on! Come on! Fred! Jumbo, where are you guys?
When Ace and Fred sort of come to his rescue and take care of him, I think he kind of steps back and, sees a lot in that.
I like when things work out good. Gives me that warm and toasty feeling inside. Hey, you got any marshmallows?
Graham crackers. No, but I did bring s'mores. Oh! What's a s'more?
What I love about making cartoons, being a part of the animation process is, I mean, it's pretty simple. I've always been a fan of animated movies, cartoons. I used to get up, you know, before the sun came up to watch the Smurfs when I was a kid. So, you know, it's always been something I've been fascinated by. And now that I've got little nieces and nephews and a baby of my own, it's that much more exciting to be a part of it because I know they're excited about it.
It's a little bit more, it's a little more over the top. It's a little bigger. It's a little more full of life, I think, than normal. And usually the stories are pretty uplifting and, you know, wrap up at the end with good feelings and feelings of like motivation and achieving a goal. I think it's really fun. It's just a nice change of pace from doing what I normally do.
I did like cartoons as a kid. I think I quickly grew out of it though. I'm not saying I was better than, you know, but there was the obvious ones as a kid, you know, the Justice League and Grape Ape, all the classics from the 70s, Flintstones. My dad used to really like Tom and Jerry, so him and I would watch Tom and Jerry, and Roadrunner, and, you know, all the good stuff. And then I think in the 80s there was like a huge influx of all this new stuff and a lot of Japanimation and Masters of the Universe. And I was already, you know, I was 10 in 1980, so by the time that stuff came around, and I was already not a sci-fi guy, so I wasn't interested. This is the first time I'm actually doing two characters. I think I may have done, you know, a phone call and one, you know, with a different voice, but yeah, this is fun for me because these are two completely different characters. That's what, you know, makes it so much fun.
I like what Charlie Chaplin said about animation. He said, I can't compete. They can fly, they can disappear, they can reappear, they can get hit by a train. And I'm paraphrasing, but that was the idea. You can do anything you want, and it still is. It's still magical.
Being a part of animation now is like really, really incredible. Like it's so cool because I never understood how, like when I was really little, I used to think that those were actual characters that had real like lives. I really thought that, you know, Hey Arnold had a football-shaped head, and I was like walking around like, why are there no football-headed shaped people with purple hair? Like that didn't, you know, it didn't register, you know. Then I got older and got a little bit smarter, not a lot, but yeah, it's just cool to be a part of animation now. It's really, really fun.
If there's anything that I relate to Ace is that, you know, I had a lot of different jobs growing up. A lot of different jobs. And I think that it was, you know, the experiences that I took from each one of those jobs that made me really appreciate, you know, what I get to do now. And that's been invaluable. You know, it would have been easy to, you know, get into this career early on and know nothing else but this and never having a real appreciation for it. And I feel like I really have an appreciation for how blessed I've been to be a part of things like this.
I used to sell, there used to be a direct marketing company in Toronto, and we would sell door to door. And back in those days, like in the late 80s, early 90s, I didn't have a car. So they would basically, I would take the bus, I would get to however I would get to their headquarters, and they would drop you off in an industrial area. And that's it, go sell the socks, which is what I was doing, selling socks. And I worked in a shoe store in the mall. You know, I started moving indoors more. Just a lot of, you know, jobs that were kind of mindless. And I would do stand-up Mondays and Tuesdays or wherever I could get a gig.
They had some really strange jobs in Fred and Ace. I had some strange jobs. I had 12 jobs in 1982. Washing dishes in a hospital. Because every once in a while you'd just be cleaning dishes and all of a sudden there'd be this like, these dirty needles and stuff like, painting houses and not having good equipment. So you'd be 35 feet up on this ladder that was like, what am I doing up here? I said, I can't do this alone. Moving furniture, being the shortest guy. Because these big Polish guys, you're a strong man for a young guy. For a young small man, you're strong like bull. Now lift this thing, help me carry it up 5 floors of stairs in Chinatown. So yeah, I can relate to these guys.
When I was younger, before I was an actress, My grandma and grandfather owned a convenience store, and so we'd go and spend like a month with them in the summer. And I begged my grandmother to let me have a job at the cash register because I thought it was so cool to like punch in those buttons. And it was cool for like 2 days, and then it wasn't cool anymore. I'm sure they lost a ton of money too because I'm terrible at math.
I've had moments in my life where I was set straight for, you know, things that, you know, I did. Sometimes it takes, you know, experiences sort of knocking you off your pedestal to learn valuable lessons, and I think that's really what Ace learned.
When I was, you know, in grade school, in the, you know, early stages of high school, I got made fun of a lot for being into the arts and sort of, you know, being in theater, playing T-Bone. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hated this guy growing up, you know. But there's always, I think there's always a soft side and sort of an insecure side to all of those people, including T-Bone. And what's nice is in this film, at least, he sort of softens up and realizes that those guys are there for him, you know. So, yeah, it was interesting playing the guy that I grew up hating.
I feel so lucky to have had a big support system. Through, you know, my career, but also just my personal life. I'm really tight with my family. My mom, my sister have just always been really there for me and really supportive and just positive and honest at times when I maybe needed it. But, you know, my mom's always, we're from Texas, you know, she's always taught us to dream big and to work hard, you know. You can't get anywhere without working really hard. And so I feel lucky for that.
For me, growing up, I was the guy that was picked on. And then I, you know, learned how to defend myself. And then when I learned how to do that, then I having been bullied, you know not to bully. But there's a way of including people. It's kind of like my comedy. I like to talk to the people that are pretty much being ignored by what would see if you're not in with the joke, it appears to you that I'm picking on them. But the people that I'm actually saying these things to like it because they like to be recognized, and it's all about intent. So whatever your words are, your intention is separate from your words, really. You know, the words aren't the bad part, it's the intent that's the bad part.
Hey guys, I'm Hilary Duff. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed the movie as much as I enjoyed getting to make it and be the voice of Wendy. Go ahead and go buy lots of copies. That'd be really cool. We'd be happy with you if you did that.
So everybody watching this DVD, I expect that you're gonna learn and know next time I see you, the Fly Boys for Life wolf call. And it goes like this. Fly Boys for Life! Woo, woo, woo!
Fly Boys for life!
Fly Boys for life! Ow, ow, ow!
Fly Boys for Life! Ow, ow, ow! I don't know why I put my hand. Mike did that, so I figured that was part of the move.
Fly Boys for life! Ow!
Fly Boys for Life? How about Fly Girls?